cops driving blind and calling wildly, wreaking havoc, banging heads against the wall. It's amazing to be with George Pearson today. George, how are you doing?
I'm doing quite good, thank you. And yourself?
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, that was interesting, wasn't
Yeah, I mean it's the first time I've been on the other side of an introduction, so
it? I love that. Brilliant. And introductions, they're interesting things because you meet people in different places. And you and I met each other at a creative project that
yeah,
I can't mention at the moment, but will become apparent with time. And we had a chat within that day, and lo and behold, we're here. We are talking about your creativity,
yeah,
which is incredible. And most of the time, I'm sure you'd get this, that I meet people through social media.
yeah, yeah,
So to actually meet somebody,
yeah,
in the good old fashioned way of being there with you was incredible.
yeah. Lucky
So
coincidence.
yeah, I think more than that for definite. I really, really do. So George, if you can, I'd like you to give a little bit of background on what's current for you creatively, where you're based, what's going on around you at the moment, and then we'll dive back a little bit into your creative past. So let's begin with now, please.
Yeah. So I mean, right now I'm kind of I've been doing electronic music for some time, and I've kind of landed in house music as a genre right now. Um, I've been doing just a few collaborative singles on and around, and I'm releasing my first solo single, which would be "Breathless," coming out quite soon. It's going to be my first.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's going to be my first proper release. I mean, I'm sure as you know with Spotify, you have to do a mini release first just so that you can set up your profile and stuff. So I got one of those out, but yeah, this is the first big one that I'm proud of. Um, yeah, so
And just a quick question. I don't know whether you've just abbreviated your name or is that how you appear as an artist? Because that's important.
yeah, that is how I appear as an artist on all
Great.
platforms. Yeah,
And you're okay me using your full name. I've used it already,
yeah,
but
no,
you're
of
okay
course,
with
yeah,
that, George? Brilliant.
yeah,
So G Pia or Gpear
I actually don't know, but I feel like that's
in
the beauty of it. I'll let
G
those who
pair
talk about me decide.
G. Great. What a great answer. I love that because that within itself kind of creates an intrigue as well, doesn't it? That's
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah. I
And
mean, it works out. But yeah,
so this is how you will appear on Spotify,
yep,
iTunes, Amazon Music, YouTube. How does
all
it
of
feel?
those.
Because I've released a lot of songs. I've known a lot of people that have released a lot of songs, and
Mm,
it never tires for me. I always think it's amazing. We live in there's such a lot going on
mm,
in the ether of
yeah,
creativity. But if we actually really, really niche it down, you're going to have music, and will at the time that this is shared, that's
yeah,
available for people to listen to worldwide. How
yeah.
does that feel?
Honestly, it feels mental, especially considering like how many hours it takes to sort things out to get stuff onto Spotify.
Yeah,
I mean, even if you're using like the simple routes of DistroKid and like being able to Google it and stuff, like having to go through and claim your Spotify artist profile and stuff like that, that was just I was like, wow. I mean, finally it's done. I can actually sort it out. And like um even
thank
just
you
making
so
my
much,
first
George. Thank you so much for what you just said because I think
yeah,
that's the reality of the experience for many, many creative people. That was a brilliant message.
yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, it was a tough one, but it was just, I mean, like sending out the link to my Spotify artist page and just to my friends and family, being like, you can go follow this now. Like, I don't know, there's a mentality shift from oh, there's George and he's in his room on his computer all the time to oh wow, he's actually doing something now, and it's great to feel that myself as well, feeling like wow, I'm actually taking these steps now. I'm not just making things in my bedroom. I'm taking these steps to reach out and grow that career now. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Do you know what, buddy? You've taken me back. It's quite a long way, by the way. Quite a long
Right?
time for me.
Yeah.
But you've taken me back to the 80s because that's where I began in terms of creatively.
Mm,
before I was offered a record contract, and it was basically exactly what you just said. Back then,
crazy.
creating in the bedroom, I had an 8-track studio, and so thank you for the memory as
That's all
well.
right.
That's brilliant. So, where are you based at the moment? And I know you're studying music,
Yeah.
aren't you?
So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm studying music in Brighton.
yeah.
It's quite fun down there. You know, the music scene's excellent. And then when I'm not in Brighton, I'm in Margate, which less of a music scene, but it's still definitely here. You know, there's a
Yeah.
few open mics. You got Dreamland, which has been having like the concert of summer and stuff like that. But both are really great for what I'm doing. You know, like there's definitely a big electronic music scene in both areas because of the nightlife and um, it just tends to be what's going on nowadays. But yeah, especially in Brighton, you meet so many people, and through my course, you just meet so many people that are ready to do things. Um, Especially singers. You know, you'd not believe how many singers are just waiting for a backing track that they
Mm,
can sing to, and
totally.
that's the biggest complaint I get about people from people at my uni. They're like, "Oh, I don't know how to find any singers. I don't know how to get people to sing on my stuff." And I'm like, "Have you genuinely just tried like walking up to them and just saying, 'Here, listen to this'?" And then they go, "Oh, I can't do that. It's a bit weird." And I'm just like, "Well, if they don't like it, it's their loss. You know what I mean? Just go try." But
Totally. Creates a
yeah,
choice, doesn't it? Then the person has the opportunity to decide,
yeah,
do,
exactly. And I
do
mean,
I want to be a part of this or not? Yeah.
yeah, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, there's
Yeah.
definitely been a few times where I've shown someone something, they go, "Oh yeah, we'll do that, we'll do that." We create plans and it flakes through on the day. But sometimes you get something great, and it's always worth that chance.
So is the single Breathless then, does that have a featuring artist? Because listening
Um,
to.
no,
Go on.
that one's just entirely me.
Right.
Uh, the vocal is a splice vocal, which I've then chopped up. Um, but everything else that I've done since has been collaborative in that way of finding a singer, they'll sing on it, and I find it definitely brings those tracks to a new level to have someone else's input, and it really like refines them.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of it, you just make something that's a lot better than what you could have started with and done on your own.
It's the joy of the mix, isn't it? I think we
Yeah.
talked a little bit about that on that
Yeah.
July the 7th that we met, and
Yes. Yes.
I'm totally with you, completely with you in that. And I think you were making great points about competition as a
Yeah.
as a general thing. There's a little bit of that, and I'm not just talking. That's not exclusively music,
Mm,
and the fear of walking up to somebody and asking them is
mm.
also not exclusive to music.
No.
You know,
No.
that's very much life. But I think to take those opportunities, chances,
Mm.
risks, if you like, creates a yes or no moment.
Yeah.
So somebody then can say, well, it can be business, it can be life, it can be anything. So I think you've got that's really good because then you find people, but you
Yeah.
have to take those steps. That's just a message I'm sharing from what you're saying for anybody who might be listening.
Yeah. No, I think that's a very good message, and one that's quite representative of how I feel like I should be living my own life. Because otherwise you're putting yourself in a box. You're not giving yourself those options, and you're never really going to go anywhere. Um, like for a long time, I wasn't putting myself out there because I thought, oh, okay, I want to get my music to a point where it's polished and ready, so that as soon as I start presenting myself to others, I'm I'm already where I need to be. And now I've come to the conclusion of I shouldn't have done that. I should have been making these connections along the way, and then they could have built up with me. And then where I am now, I'd already have all of those connections, and I'd be so much further now than I am if I just started talking to people earlier. But now I've got the music, and I'm like, okay, cool. And now I'm struggling, and I'm going right. Okay, I need to release this, and now I need to meet someone who does this, and like I could have been building that along the way, and then people could have seen it from the ground up. You know what I mean? And I feel like that would have worked out more in the long run. So I wish I started before. So that's
I
another
can,
message.
I,
you
I
know?
believe you may, I can trump that with you by quite a few years. If
Okay.
if you get me, so all I would say is I'm not softening your own experience, but
No, no, that's all
you
good.
you know it now,
Yeah.
and in some ways, I think at times in life that creates a greater level of gratitude, because you can
Mm.
look back and compare and think, maybe I should have done it that way, but I
Yeah,
didn't. But actually, that's made me value collaboration and,
yeah,
the building and the community that you're talking about, connection with people,
yeah,
even more. So
yeah.
you're in the midst of that, and I'll tell you what. Just another quick message before we move on is I've got a feeling that a lot of people are going to now start to find you even more, if you get me.
I mean, I hope so. We'll see.
Yeah.
See how
So
that goes.
I think that walking up to people and asking, I think, will likely happen the other way round as well,
Yeah.
which is great. Which is great. So you're accessible, which is brilliant. So time, if you can, because I've got a feeling this is going to be after the release of the single,
Yeah.
but approximately, give us a date. Give us a date of Breathless, if you can, please. There or
Paul,
thereabouts.
any time between, I mean, honestly,
With the 23rd of
yeah,
July today, our timestamp at time of recording, it's the 23rd
yeah.
of July. Um,
Depending on how quickly I manage to sort out this like album cover and canvas for the background, it could
got
either
you.
be the 25th of July, so two
Oh,
days
wow.
time,
Oh,
or
wow.
like the 1st of August. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow. So that's still quite a quick window. So
Yeah, yeah,
I think within this, my plan is to share this in lots of different places.
yeah. Thank you.
So I'm making a mind note at the moment of that I feel this discussion that we're
Yeah.
having will be a clip within itself to
Yeah. Well, I
to
mean,
to announce the kind of this is it's now here. And
yeah.
then of course this will then be a future interview. Just to let you know, YouTube,
Mm.
this will be Spotify as well. So send links please for the single Breathless.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and then in the YouTube, obviously, I can put that all in the description there.
Mm.
Links to you wherever you are for the future, because I've got a feeling more is coming. And
Yeah.
I think with the creative work you're doing in the background as well. So I think before we go into the more that's coming, because you
Mhm.
might already have in your mind follow up single or
Yeah,
possibly, I
yeah.
don't know, but yep, good. Have a think about how this came about for you. How long? When did you realise that you wanted to create? As a
Uh,
question. When did you realise that you wanted to create?
um.
Do the best you can.
Right. So yeah, it's kind of tough. I mean, I've always been creative, so to
Mm,
speak. I
mm.
didn't do music in GCSE. I skipped it out to do drama because that's where I was at that point. Then I went to A level, and then I went music technology. That sounds good. Well, I mean, specifically, what actually happened was I was sat down with my mate, and he was already taking it, and I was like, "Oh man, I don't know what to do my third A level for." And I was very reckless at the time, so I was just like, you know what? I'll let him choose for me. And he went, "You're going to do music with me," and I went, "Oh, okay, I guess I am." And then I turned up, and it was great. I honestly just fell in love with it instantly. I was like, "Wow, I'm doing things like." I just that was probably the turning point. I mean, before that, I played guitar for like I've played guitar for probably 8 years now, so I was always in that sort of musical mindset. And like maybe 2020, I think I had FL Studio on my phone and just tapped buttons and stuff. And but yeah, that real turning point was when my mate just went, "Yeah, you're doing music technology with me," and I was like, "Okay, guess I am."
Wow.
Um,
That's a pathway opening that was meant to open in
yeah,
in a way. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Earlier than that, so even younger you.
Oh wow.
Were there times when you were listening to music? I mean, if I give you an example,
Mhm.
I started writing lyrics, poetry when I was about 7 or 8.
Okay.
Primarily, I'm a lyricist,
Mhm.
primarily. But I
Mhm.
was always kind of drawn to listening to music my sisters were playing, and then that grew into early teens, where I thought, now I think I'll have a vehicle
Mhm.
for the words.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's kind of how it developed, if you get me. But my earliest memory of being creative, apart from messing around and pretending and that kind of stuff, was writing poetry about 7 or 8.
Okay.
Anything similar for you in terms of instrumentation and or listening to music or?
Yeah. Hmm. Well, I mean, my initial interest, I I literally had one of those like fake guitars that didn't even have strings on. That
Oh
was
yeah,
cool. Like
yeah.
where on the neck you press the buttons, and it just has like the major scale. I remember that, and I remember trying to write a song for my mum where I was just like pressing the things. Oh, and then one time I figured out how to play Hot Cross Buns, and I like went, "Whoa! That's that song from singing what's it called, singing assembly on a Wednesday." That's what we, in primary, and I was like, "Oh my god, I
Really?
can do that on the guitar now." um, that's probably like the earliest. But there was definitely a time, probably around 14,
Yeah.
where I was really into my rap music and I started writing raps. Um, just like lyrically. I mean, I'm less into the lyrical side of things now, but in terms of the creating songs, that was probably the initial, um, the first songs I ever wrote. But I then tried to play them on guitar, and then I was like, right, now I'm trying to write rap music on a guitar, but it's not really flowing too well. Um, and then
That's great.
moved on
I
to the electronic.
I'll tell you what, George. Thank you so much for sharing that, because that was honestly genuinely brilliant to take that journey back with you. Um,
Yeah.
and I tell you what, I feel it does. And again, I think this is a message for others. Tell me what you think. Is the signposts of opportunity in life. I went away from music creativity, songwriting for decades,
Mhm.
decades. But I kept every now and again, I'd write a song,
Yeah.
and then I'd write another song. And it's only in the last few years that it struck me this is a major, major part of me. So I think
Mhm.
even though your friend said, oh, go on,
Yeah.
do that one,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I think sometimes there are things that happen that are part of what's meant to happen. I'm not going on woo woo and that way, but I think there's that pathway I talked about
Yeah.
where, yeah.
No,
What do
yeah,
you, what,
that definitely makes sense. I mean, I get what you're saying in a way where it's like, um, uh, like almost gravity, right? Where like this is what was meant to happen. You were meant to be there, and the signposts for that are these different things that have happened before. I do understand that, and I think that does work out because I mean, when he said it, if I didn't have all of that interest before, obviously I would have just said no. You know what I mean? So it's almost like I was meant to do that. I just needed a little sign to say this is what you should be doing. You know?
100%. I say it's a series of happenings. I'm not saying, the heavens open and the angels,
Yeah,
woo,
yeah,
but it's true. It's true. And here you are. And there we were on that day. And,
yeah,
I happen to be somebody who does what I do here. And then
yeah,
we
yeah,
had a conversation, and you were there in your interest of music production.
yeah.
And lo and behold, here we are again now. So it's fantastic, really, really is. Do you, I mean, what so you're creating not only instrumental music. There is a voice. So your voice in Breathless,
Mhm.
yeah. Um, is that correct,
It's
or
not. It's
something?
not my voice.
Right.
So
Okay.
it's a splice vocal, which is like where um a singer's sold their vocal to Splice, who
Got you.
then can rent it out to others.
Got
Yeah.
you. Thank you for that. Thank you for the clarification there.
I'm
And
not
oh,
100% on that myself, but I know I'm allowed to
okay.
use it. So
Yes, yes, and that's part of music now. I do myself in different things that I do. There's music that and loops that come from different places, etc. Yeah. But with what you create, without me kind of feeling like I'm trying to encourage you to make it more than it is there a place that it comes from so Breathless?
Mhm.
So for example, the title, that's an interesting title. Is there something more behind without you feeling like you've now got to tell everybody what the song means? Which
um,
is there something kind of like a feeling of a message behind it?
sadly, it's kind of just that's what the lyrics were when I found them. Like the hook of the song is I've been trying to breathe underwater. So
Right,
I've just
right,
taken
right.
that, gone, right, okay, Breathless. But to get a bit more deep on a different side of that is
Okay.
when I've started a song by finding lyrics that I liked, I then built the rest of the instrumental in that vibe, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's less of like a, I mean, as someone who's more creative in the instrumental than the lyrics themselves, that's kind of the way that I've gone with that. So the whole track is kind of right.
Go
So
on,
like, I
please.
don't want to get too artsy with this,
No, no,
but
it's okay.
in my opinion, the entire track is like waves of breaking through almost like the water, right? So like you're under it, and then on the chorus you come out through, and the entire track opens up. It's all brighter, it's more shimmery, and then you go back to the verse, and it's all sullen, almost like you're sunk under the water, and then it comes back out and opens up. Um, yeah. Wait,
No,
is there a way I could send it to you at some point, and then
please
you'll
do.
understand what I'm on about.
And with it, yeah, because we're going to do that anyway, of course, through the Spotify podcast
Yeah,
version of this.
yeah,
I
yeah,
want to play the track. But now you've said what you've said, genuinely, I want to listen to it even more.
yeah. Well, thank you.
And no, well, no, it's true. It's true because I think giving something is important. You've just done that. I
Mhm.
think your explanation is creates a picture, a sensation.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not even wanting to use the word feeling. I'm thinking a sensation that
mm,
rising and that really that sounds incredibly powerful. And I'll tell you what else came to me, and it's another question. Are you possibly considering the thought of sync licensing in the future? So maybe music being featured in dramas, films,
mm.
Is that something that you've thought about? Because that's a big
I
thing now, isn't it?
yeah, I do actually have like a whole 4 or 5 tracks that I've already just written for that purpose. Um, because whenever I started them, they're like liquid drum and bass songs, so very like smooth, melodic, but like fast paced. And when I was writing them, one of my mates went, "Oh, that sounds like it could be in a film." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay, cool, I'll do that then." So it's a very half baked project right now. Um, where there's like 2 songs that are actually ready to release, and then a few that are just in drips and drabs. But the whole concept of that EP, because I'd release it as an EP, but available for sync, is that it's film music, but also meant to be not regular music. You know what I mean as well, like
Standalone. It's
standalone.
standalone,
Yeah, yeah,
but it can also be
yeah.
part of a major visual project,
Hmm.
and
So like,
that's necessary, isn't it? The two are necessary. The two need to go together because if you have music that creates mood,
mhm.
and listening to you, that's all music does that really, but that's what I'm hearing from you, and that's why I asked the question, which is interesting because you're advanced in that thought. If you get me,
Yeah,
that's not a new thought to you. So,
no, no.
no, brilliant.
Like one of them, the way that it solidified in my head was throughout this album that I was writing, I put in every song I wanted to use movie quotes as part of the songs. So um, the first one I wrote was called "Took a Day Off," and it was Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and it's like at the end, and it's like life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around for a while, you could miss it. And then that comes in on like the mid late section, all reverbed and spaced out, and then it becomes part of the track within the final chorus where those words become the lyrics being played on a sampler. Um,
Oh my
and that was
days!
part of the
Wow.
like, yeah, yeah, that's part of the glue for that whole album. One of them has I don't actually know where it is, but it's Oscar Isaac talking about um, it's the track's called Jump, and it's basically him saying like, right, whenever you get to a ledge, you got to jump, otherwise your life's never going to move on. And I've made that whole track about like at the beginning it's all fearful and you're running away, and then by the end of it, it comes in like this big violin which takes over the lead. It's still got all of the elements from before, but the piano's octaved up. Everything feels a lot more victorious in the end, whereas before it feels like you're scared. Um, yeah, I did that for a synthesis class. But it
D-
just turned
d-
into that. It's all
that
evolving, you know.
this is absolutely brilliant. I'm really loving this, and I know I'm sure our audience are as well, which is fantastic. Do you feel what you've just described? Does that in some way represent you? Because listening to what you said a while ago, there was a period of time of your life where a bit reckless, I think you used as a term, and
Yeah.
maybe there was a bit of fear of doing things. And now you're saying, listening to you, you're getting
Hmm.
it organised. You've got at time of recording, it could be a couple of days.
Yeah.
It could be 1st of August. We're talking a week. You know,
Yep.
you've got the artwork. Please send that to us, or
Yeah. Sure.
everything around the single. Send, because
Hmm.
that will be in the video version of this for sure.
Yeah.
You've gone from that, if you get me, to now you're talking about an EP and you're talking about this. Can you say the quote again? Because I think that's really good for other people about the ledge,
Oh.
about the
Oh,
jump.
yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, it's obviously not my quote. It's from this film,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
yeah. To sum it up, it's when you get to that ledge, you've got to jump. Otherwise, your life's never going to move on. You're just going to be stuck there.
Do you
Um,
feel? Do you feel in some ways that that's a point that you've reached?
oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I had a, I mean, literally in just a physical sense, I had major struggles with what's it called, agoraphobia,
Right.
about 2021, 2022,
Yeah.
where originally I literally couldn't. Well, it got so bad that I couldn't go from my bedroom to downstairs in the house, and then every day I had to just like walk a bit, walk a bit, walk a bit, walk a bit. Right. Eventually, I made it so that I could sit in the kitchen for a while, and then it came to going outside, and then to the lamppost, then to the end of the street, then to the park across the road, and then maybe after about probably a month of doing that, I then finally got on a train, and it was literally just to like 2 stops over. But I was like, wow, I've suddenly got all my confidence back. And then I was like, okay, cool, we got to keep up this momentum. And then just every time now that I reach that ledge, I'm like, okay, don't want to do this. I now have to do it, and it's the way that I've been living since.
George, thank you so much for sharing that.
It's okay,
Um,
yeah,
because that's representative of many people in different experiences. Might not be the same as yours, and I'm kind of making an assumption at the period of time that you experienced that.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was a challenging time for a lot of people,
Yeah,
and yeah.
yeah,
So for you to voice what you've just voiced, genuinely, that thank you. Um,
yeah. I see no reason to not share. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
And that's
I don't.
coming through. That's coming through in the music. You know,
Yeah,
in your creativity and the point you've reached and those steps that you've taken, very very literally
yeah.
in
Well,
that experience.
that's one of those other like signposted things, I guess, where it wasn't a conscious decision. This is what my music's going to be about.
Yeah,
But when I was looking through for um, quotes that I liked, obviously my own views are going to then align with that, and then that's
of
going to come
course.
through.
Yeah,
So, because I'm not going to put a quote in that I don't believe in, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, but
I'm looking forward to that, and you know what to do, and you know what I'm going to say,
yeah,
because breathless is the kind of beginning. If you get me, that's
mm,
the release, first release,
hmm,
and then of course there will be music to follow.
yeah,
Um, do what you know you need to do. Get that to us, and I'd love to, play future tracks as well. So I think with that kind of thought in mind, what I'd like you to do in conclusion is how you project the future for you. And of course, we as human beings, life changes, so we do
hmm,
we do the best we can to what it's going to look like.
yeah,
But what you think it's going to look like creatively for you.
hmm,
And I think also to part with, if you can, um, where people can find you, how they can find you,
hmm,
and also a message of encouragement for others to endeavour to take the steps that they need to take
hmm,
to improve and expand their own experience in life, if that's okay. So there's kind of three things there:
yeah,
future
yeah.
for you, where people can find you,
Mm.
and also a parting message for others, please.
Okay, I'm just gonna quickly write that down if that's all right.
Of course.
Just, uh,
A, point
yeah,
A, point B.
I've already forgotten what the second one was. Right, so future. Oh, where to find me,
Yeah,
and parting message. All right,
yeah.
cool.
I love the way you've done that. I love the way
Well,
you've done it. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep that in if that's okay, because I think
yeah,
that wasn't a singular question. That was like, write a thesis. Can you
yeah,
write a thesis? Go
that's
for it.
okay. Yeah, I mean, there's been a few times where I'm sure you can tell by the way I'm looking up. Like, I've had so many ideas going on in my head, and I'm like, oh, which ones do I choose to talk about?
Well,
So
well, this
it's
is where we come
good that I get
back.
it written down. Yeah.
This is where we have another interview in the future for sure, for
Oh,
definite.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
Right, so the future. So obviously we've got the first song coming out now. I'm quite enjoying the house genre while I'm here right now. I'm probably going to try and release 4 or 5 different tracks, most of them being collaborative ones. I mean, like even last night, I got home, I was at bingo with my aunt, and then I come home and I'm like, oh, you know what? Now's the time that I'm writing another track. And I woke up this morning, I was like, yeah, that's one of the good ones. As you do. Sometimes you wake up in the morning and you go, right,
Yeah.
that's gone. But yeah, no, we've woke up. That's one of the good ones. Um, and that's clear to me that my momentum is still currently in the house area.
Excellent. Excellent.
Um, I've got a second song which is actually all finished, all mastered, etc. That I'm just waiting on the person that I've collaborated with. When we get back to Brighton in September, we're going to start filming all the promotional material. Probably drop, probably November maybe. It's got a very Novembery feel to the song,
Nice.
so
Excellent.
um, that's probably the next major Spotify release for me. But other than that, I do just drop a lot on SoundCloud. Whenever I have like a mini demo of a track,
Okay.
I put it out on SoundCloud because um, we had that whole thing about competition, right? And we were like, oh, we don't want people to gatekeep. I feel the same about my own stuff, that there's no point in making everyone wait for suspense. Like, if they want to listen to the half done copy, I'll put it on SoundCloud and you can go listen. And then it's also great because it kind of has like a back catalog of everything, so you can see the progression. Like if you go onto my SoundCloud now, you'll see even all the film EP that I was talking about. All of it's uploaded there now. It doesn't sound amazing, but it's all up there
I
now. If
like
you just
that.
wanted to go have a little
I
look.
like that. I like that. And if you can, again, SoundCloud link, please.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But I like that conceptual thought. I do. I do. I like that. So, what about where? Where? Because we've talked about that
Yeah,
SoundCloud.
yeah.
What about social media where you're sharing
Oh,
what
yeah.
you're sharing, if you get me, which will grow, of course.
Mm.
But you I'm assuming that's something that's in progress at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I only
Yeah.
started a TikTok account like last week. I'm coming
Okay.
to terms with how to market myself on it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it's been a lot of. I've actually just made the same video 4 times, but done like slight differences to it. Uploaded them all at the same time, seen which one's gone down, written down. Oh, so that works better than that does. It's a lot of figuring out the algorithm
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've got a Instagram, a TikTok, a YouTube, and a Spotify and a SoundCloud right now.
And are they all G pair? G
Oh,
pair?
one of them I couldn't get. Which one
Don't
was it?
worry.
I
Don't
think it
worry.
was. I think it was Instagram. It was like GP Music Ack or something. But I'll
Okay.
obviously I'll just send you all the links.
Please do. For the YouTube version, I'm doing that now so that people go to the description
Yeah,
because all of the details will be there. Yeah. And I think finally then the message, if you can, message of encouragement. When we're in that feeling of fear and discouragement, and quite acutely in your experience as well, but I think encouraging people to take steps, if
well,
that's okay.
yeah. Specifically for the when you're feeling down,
Mm-hmm.
a great James Bay quote um is what helps me. Is So he did a lecture at my uni, and one of the questions he got was like, how do you do that? And the best thing he ever said was, for every 100 songs you write, only one of them will be good enough. And I was like, wow, well, that's great. That's great to know that it's not just me. If he's going through it as well, then that's great. And something else is, as long as you look between your songs, one that you did months ago and one that you did now, and as long as you notice you've got better, or even just that you've made the song quicker, or you found a new way to play something, or found a new software instrument, found a new instrument that you like, found a new scale that's your new favorite. Even if the overall product, you're like, oh, I'm not any closer, I'm not any closer. You are, because you're getting your tools up. And yeah, it's not just about like the song growth, it's about your mental growth within the field, because it's going to make everything so much easier later on. And yeah, just get started now. before you release a song and then go, oh, I don't have anyone to share this, to help me with this, to sing on this. Start meeting people now. Even if you don't think you're good enough, just start now, because then you'll have all the people later.
And I think, of course, that applies to life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Every aspect. George, thank you so much. It's been absolutely brilliant being with you. I'm
Thanks for
looking
having me.
forward to you sharing, and congratulations on the release of Breathless as well.
Thank you. Thank you.